Hi again. I've got toque head and hat head and general flyaway hair head going on, but I'm gonna swallow my pride and do a walk anyway, because again, we have just a lovely hour going on here, and I've just been working with Tundra for a bit, and it just seems like a good time to cement the balancing of drive, draw, and soak as ways of protecting yourself and keeping yourself safe, not just in a static position, but also in motion. So, okay, I'm gonna just try and haul on her because she's really eating, and balance my draw, which is a rope, and my drive. And what I'm going to do is go for a walk. And I'm going to, first of all, insist on no eating. There we go. And also, I'm balancing that with I want this 3-foot perimeter around me to stay intact no matter what. And so I want to keep checking that no matter where we are, she keeps that 3-foot perimeter. And so maybe we go through a tight spot, obviously not upset, but she falls back in order to keep my perimeter safe. And maybe there's things that startle her, but hopefully she doesn't jump into my space, she jumps anywhere else. And so this is a little bit different than me micromanaging her position. I'm just gonna wander all over the place because I want her to go wherever she likes, as long as it's not in my bubble. And if you look around, we're back at the firewood space, and so there's a whole lot of odd and scary looking things, and she's looking around and staying behind me, which is interesting, but I'll stop, and she's in, and so I'm just going to use that to define my space. So I'm going to back you up one more step. Thank you. Because I really want this to be my safety, is that she regulates herself in her bubble, I regulate myself in my bubble, and then I don't need to micromanage her actions. It's her job to look after herself. Now, because I have a rope attaching me to her, the draw is physical, right? So she's pulling me, and I'm gonna respect that because she's trying to investigate, and I don't mind investigation. So in the conversation we're having, she can pull on the rope too. I can pull, we can pull. We both have this physical tension connecting us. Now, it's far safer in general to not have a rope between you and a large animal. It's very, like, I've gotten so many rope burns, and you know, I'm very careful how I hold my rope, because any bolt and the sheer amount of tonnage of force on that rope is enough to rip your hand right off. So again, I'm walking forward with more energy than I normally would in a new environment because I feel safer. And I've got to pull on my draw. Nope. You got to stay at least the distance of the rope to me, and you can't come closer. So this is keeping me safe while she's investigating. And also giving her a really clear idea as to where I want her to be. But there's a lot of latitude. And normally when I'm leading a horse, I would tend to try to micromanage not just the distance from me, but also where they are in relation to forward and backward. So I would be like, oh, your nose should be level with my hip or something like that. But I'm not going to do that today because it's a lot. And like here we have a whole bunch of firewood logs. So she's checking them out, but I want her to be able to drop back while she checks them out so as to keep my boundary safe. And so, and suppose we were to go through a really tight, she's taking advantage of my distraction and one-handedness. Anyway, suppose we were to go through a tight bit of bush here, and nope, I'll do that. Then she needs to go right behind me in order to navigate. So, there we go. I think she's doing amazing with the drive part of me, not so much with the draw, because the rope is being competed by the last bit of alfalfa and grass, and they're not on grass anymore. They're just totally on grass hay. And so I'm going to stop and check. Pretty good, but I'm going to get you back, a few inches. I'm going to be really picky because this is, and here's her feet. No, I just want you over like 3 inches. There we go. And so she can go ahead. She can go around, no problem. Yeah, except don't pull on the rope. But what she can't do is come into my bubble. And, there, no. She's a very happy horse. And just so you know, we're both happy because I just loaded her up all by myself for the first time in the trailer and finally closed the door and, by myself. So that demonstrates how calm she was about the whole procedure because she couldn't care less. And now we're really good. We're right ahead, but she's kind of forging ahead. So I'm going to see what happens when I turn around. No problem. That's a girl. That's a girl. And again, a little nervous about obstacles. So going behind me, that's okay. As long as I'm aware. It's kind of nice to be holding this camera because I can see her. Normally I'd be head swiveling a little bit. Okay, let's go find some more obstacles. I'm gonna just be a little bit more draw energy in a literal pulling sense. So that counts too. In my story, that counts too. And there's just, you're sneaking. Okay, so here we are in a little bit of a tighter spot, and she forged, but she didn't forge into my space. We'll see if she jumps up. Yeah, it's so bad. Here we go. Again, lots of weird junk. And nope. And we'll go down. And again, I'm happy about this too because I have lots of happy forward energy, and often when happy forward energy is communicated to a horse, it bleeds into a little bit of anxious energy. And so I want to see if that happens, or if she can hold herself together and stay happy, stay in the same position relative to me. I'm trying to get her in the frame and she keeps hiding. There we go. And so you're doing great. You're doing great, Tundra. But now I would like you to come where people can see you. And she's surfing for grass. So anyway, this is changing my life because, again, I'm not controlling her. I'm just balancing my drive and draw. That's all I'm worrying about. And as long as she is keeping me safe, I'm not going to really worry about where she puts her feet. I'm going to give her the ability to take care of herself in the ways that make sense to her. And I'm going to, she's looking at the trailer and wanting to go in, which is awesome. I'm going to give her some latitude so that she feels like I trust her and that she can trust me. So I'm going to stay in my lane. She's going to stay in her lane. Let's stop. She stopped immediately. She's exactly where I want her to be. She's still trying to eat, but fair enough, you know, it's almost supper time. And I'm just gonna wrap this up, literally. Anyway, I wanted to not waste this beautiful weather and get another walk and talk in case it rains and snows by next week, because that can happen. So see you later.